again. I told you before I was coming back. Gator is back. We bringing it all out. We still disconnected. Ladies, fellas, my G, my nig, women. I think a lot of us is in the wrong energy. I'm going to say this again. A lot of us, there's a large group of people that's in the wrong energy. I'm going to throw some numbers at you, and I'm going to give you some genuine gut level advice. Okay? You ready for this? A lot of you women, yes, not all. It's a shame I gotta talk like this, because you got some women that's in your successful journey and you saying, I don't need nobody, I'm good by myself. You know, some of you single women, I'm good by myself. I don't need nobody. I'm straight. I can be alone, I'm good. But what you're failing to realize is you got sons and daughters. And kids, they can pick up on that energy. Some of you is moving in a single format. See, the thing is about, life is about people and relationships. I'm going to say that again. Life is about people and relationships. Relationships is about compromise and trade-offs. I'm going to say that again. Relationships is about compromise and trade-offs. Now, I told you before, there's a lot of us that need to stay within our rank. I'm going to say that again. A lot of us need to stay within our rank. There's nothing wrong with being an average person. That's decent. Or if you're cute, that's okay. You ain't got to have nobody that's fine as hell or fine as fuck or drop dead gorgeous. Ladies and fellas, my G, my nig, women, you ain't got to have the best looking significant other. You ain't got to have, on a scale of 1 to 10, he ain't got to be an 8 or 9 or 10. Ladies, I'm telling you, there's a large group of you, you're getting it twisted. Men ain't supposed to be that fucking fine. We're not supposed to be all that freaking pretty. Don't you know there's a large group of us men out here that work in warehouses and mines and railroad tracks and be building airplanes and cars? You know how many times we get scuffed up and hurt to keep this country built with industries and companies? We get scuffed up all the time. You ever seen a guy that you swear he was ugly, but then you seen when he went and got a haircut, you like, oh, he looked nice. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting a decent looking person. Okay? Sometimes a haircut and a shave change a man's whole appearance. I'll say that again. Sometimes a person can not look so great, but then they go get a haircut and a shave, and then they look nice. Like a lot of you women. The reason why I'm saying this is this, and I said this in my last video. 51% to 55% of black men in America is single, suitable, with no children. I'm going to say that again. 51% to 55% of the black men in America is single with no kids and suitable. Okay? 30% of us men are married. Let me say that again. 30% of us men are married. I'm giving you the statistics. Look it up. Black demographics. 1 in 4 women will be married. There's a lot of you women already been through 2 divorces. Not saying there's something wrong with it, but life is about experiences. and you learn as you go along. What you learn from the last 2 marriages is something to look for. You know what to stay away from. Energy is real. And this is sometimes, a lot of you ladies, it feel like it's a one big game to us men. And a lot of times it is. I'm telling you, fellas, you got to treat the actual female more better. I'm talking to the ones that kind of like treat mostly all women the same, those type of guys. But I'm telling all men, the actual black woman is special. I'm repeat, the actual black woman is special. All women are special. Everybody is unique in their own right. We're all unique creatures. I'm going to repeat that. We all are unique creatures. We got to start being more fair to each other. I'm telling you, the energy that you offering to the person that you're dealing with, if that energy is not being reciprocated, I'm going to say this again. If that energy is not being reciprocated by that person that you're giving your energy to, even half as much or about the same, you with the wrong person. I know that's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject. You don't want to hear it. Yeah, you've been dealing with them for 6-7 years. Y'all ain't married. I'm telling you, age gap should be the new thing. If you're in your 20s, ladies, if you're in your early 20s, 21, 22, 23, your husband should be around 32. Why I say that? Because most of us men don't fully mature or grow up until we get in our early 30s. Fellas, women mature faster than us. I'm going to repeat that again. Fellas, women mature faster than us. They're ready for serious stuff at 22, 21, 24. We don't start getting serious until we get in our early 30s. And just because a man is 37 don't mean he's mature. There's gentlemen that are in 40s acting like they're 22. And ladies, you think when you meet a man, just because he's 35 or 40, he's supposed to be married? There's a large group of women, not all. I'm not speaking about all women. Ladies, when you meet a man, if you think he's not married because he's a certain age, then something wrong with him. No. Let me repeat that. Most of us men don't hit our highest stride in our lives, whether it be in our occupation or our career or our success. Listen to me. Most of us men don't hit our highest stride in our life between 45 and 55. I'm going to repeat that. Most of us men, I didn't say all. There is some men that's successful at 31. We know that. There is some men that's successful at 28. We know that. Statistic, most, I'm telling you most of us men don't hit our highest stride in our lives between 45 and 55. I'm giving you the real. Ladies, if you're in your early 20s, your husband is in his early to mid 30s. Ladies, if you're in your early 30s, your husband is in his mid to late 40s. Ladies, if you're in your mid to late 30s and early 40s, your husband is in his early 50s to mid 50s. Okay? I just gave you the relationships. I just gave you your significant other. You tell me your situation, I'll tell you where your significant other is at. Ladies, you tell me your situation, I'll tell you where your man is at. I'll tell you where your husband is at. Fellas, my G, you tell me your situation, I tell you where your girl is at. I tell you where your wife is at. When I talk to you, I speak from a genuine place. I like helping people. So I'm going to help you. Listen, if you like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the section. Give me your situation. Ask me the question. Because you're going to support the channel. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to read the comments. I'm giving it all up. I'm giving it all up. I'm telling you. I'm going to shoot some numbers at you. Okay? there's about 15%. No, I take it back. 64% of us men are middle class. Only 10% of us men is making over 6 figures. I'm gonna throw you some no numbers at you. For you ladies that's waiting for the perfect guy or the rich guy, excuse me. The perfect guy or the rich guy. When you look at the celebrities, the people you see on TV, the one you think you're supposed to have, the actors and you think one day you're gonna bump into one of them, or the celebrities, or the rappers, or the musicians, the NFL player or basketball players. There's less than 7,000 of them. Add up all the NBA players. Add up all of the NFL players. Right? Add up all the rappers. Hold on. Add up all the rappers. Add up all the singers. Everybody you see on TV that's black. It's less than 7,000 black men. Okay? Watch this. There's 330 million Americans in the United States. Let me repeat that. There's 330 million Americans in the United States. You know how many is black? 43 million. Only 43 million of that 330 million is black. And I'm going to give you another number. Women outnumber us by 2.8 million. Yeah, almost 3 million. This is not enough. It's not even enough men, adults, in America for all the women that's here. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. It's not enough men for all the women that's here. You outnumber us by 3 million. So if it's 43 million, it's 23 million women and only 20 million men. You want some more numbers? 80% of the single mothers, right? Listen, 80% of the single mothers. You know who the baby daddies of those kids? Only 21% of the men. So it's fair to say that the majority of you women, not all, majority, I didn't say all, majority of you women are picking the same fuckers. You're picking the same niggas. You're picking the same men. You got an eye for the same men. So you ever see some of us men got 4, 5, 6 baby mamas because you all pick the same. Listen, I'm telling you again, people typically in life, people are who they are. And people are as faithful as their options. While you keep looking and picking them 8s and 9s and 10s, he got 6 other baby moms. That's why you're getting the short end of the stick. Think. Those 51 to 54% men that's suitable and available with no kids, you're overlooking them. Because they just decent, or they nice, or they corny. It ain't about what's hot and what's the hottest. You want somebody to love you and take care of you and adore you and be faithful to you? I'm telling you, you're messing with the wrong energy. You need to get better energy. If your girl or your guy is dragging you through the mud, you're always going through these high vibrations, low vibrations. Don't text and call today. Don't text and call for 2 days. You're in the wrong energy. You putting out the energy, but you ain't getting it back. I'm telling you. Listen, leave a comment. Support the channel. Donate to the Cash App. I'm giving it up. Type your question in the comment. I'm giving it up. Okay? What is it worth to you to change your life? Huh? What is it worth for you to get a better outcome? We get judged by marriages, not by the people that you can fuck. Not the people that you can have sex with. Yeah, I dealt with somebody like that. I dealt with somebody like that. Yeah, you had sex with. Who trying to marry you? Who trying to marry you, huh? Tell me your situations. I'll tell you where your significant other is at, or your husband at, or your wife is at. We got to do better. You in that false energy. You got to blame yourself. You got to blame yourself for people that you think is doing you wrong. Okay? You can't blame, you can't always point the finger, or he trying me, or she trying me. No. A lot of times, us as men, we don't start to get serious about our lives. We're in our journey at different times in our lives. We actually have 3 different lifetimes. When we get in our 30s, we get a little bit more serious. When we get in our 40s, we get more serious. Because now we want things in life. We want to have something to show for. Ladies, I'm telling you. And I don't mean this to the guys as a discredit when I say we don't mature until we get in our 30s. But when we're in our 20s, we're animalistic creatures. We just are. Most of us, we don't even need a reason to smash you or fuck you. Listen, we don't even need to know your name. That's how animalistic that we are. Most of us. And we'll tell you we love you. We'll tell you that and have you all up in here. Have you all up in here. Fellas, you got some women out here that'll play the shit out you. They'll use the fuck out you if you let them. That's why I say everybody should stay in their lane and focus on the energy that's fair enough for you to accept. Fellas, get into your bag first. Don't be halfway into your bag and trying to get this one, that one, and have 5 or 6 women. You're gonna be going forward, going underneath. Going forward, going underneath. Because you ain't stacking. You got too many women, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not stacking. If you got 10 women, you ain't stacking. Unless you really got it like that. Get into your bag first, bro. You know what I'm saying? In your 20s, get into your bag. But we human, so we're going to deal with each other along the way. That's why you got to stay within your energy. Don't be putting out. Don't pay all her bills if you only can see her once a month. What is that? You putting out more than what you getting. Bro, you too, bro. My G, my nigga. You doing too much. You can't impress her and overdo too much. They say in life, it's better to be useful than useless. Because if you of no use to no one, then what good are you? Okay, I'm cool with that. If I'm useful to you, as long as I could use you like you're using me and it's fair, that's a good foundation to start on. Because you can build from that. I'm repeat, you can build from that. If a person that's using you, if that person letting you use them as much as you using them, then we fair game. That's where it's at. Again, ladies, you got these men that's whooping your ass, fucking you up. You don't want to tell your brother or your uncle, your dad, because you're scared what they gonna do. But he's fucking you up. Done gave you a couple black eyes, beating your ass, got you scared and shit. You got to get out of that. I don't condone that. Fellas, if you're going upside the girl head, you out of pocket. You wrong. You wrong. You wrong, bro. You ain't supposed to be. We're expected to be physically stronger than that of a woman. You ain't got no reason to be going up. If she moving in a manner that you don't like, you can't beat it out of her to make her change directions or be more not the way you want her to move. Like, people is grown adults. They doing what they want to do. You can't control a grown adult person. If a person is moving in the way that they moving and it don't sit well with you, if you don't want to call it quits, then you got to blame yourself. You can't blame her for trying you or doing that to you. Y'all ain't married. We get judged by marriages. I'm going to repeat that again. We get judged by marriages. Just because you fucking somebody don't mean they owe you all of them. Let me say it again. Just because you smashing him or you smashing her don't mean they owe you all of them. People doing what they want to do, man. I'm going to say that again. People doing what they want to do. When they ain't around you, if they choose to give themselves to somebody else, that's because they chose to do that. Who are you to say you better not do this or else? You ain't married to that person. It's only against the law when you marry. It's no law. If we just smashing, ain't no papers work on us. That's why people get married. There's paperwork now. It's paperwork. And I'm telling you, age gap should be the new thing. 5 to 15% prenup. I'm gonna say that again. You meet somebody. 7 months go by, 8 months go by. Okay? You get to know each other. Before them 2 years is up, marriage should be on the table. And whoever making the most money, the other person signed 5 to 15% prenup. I'm gonna say it again. You meet somebody. 6, 7 months go by, 8 months go by. You get to know each other. If that chemistry is right and the energy is real and it's reciprocated and y'all rolling and y'all doing things together, build up some memories. But after 2 years, marriage should be on the table. I'm going to say that again. Less than 2 years. And whoever making the most money, 5 to 15% prenup should be on the table, because we got to level the playing field. Make it fair for everybody. I know a lot of people are going to be, I ain't signed no prenup, I ain't doing that. Okay. Well, you keep waiting on it. I'm telling you, lady, you got access to sex. I'm sorry. You got access to sex. Us men, we control the relationship in the marriage. You ever been with a man and say, what is we doing? And y'all been together this long and you wondering what is we? Yeah. Because if we say this is what we doing, this is what it is. If I say, you ever deal with a man and man after 5 years he tell you he don't want to be in a relationship, but you've been giving yourself to him for 6 years. You done had that conversation in less than 2. I'm gonna say it again, bruh. You've been smashing that for 6, 7 years, bro. You need to lock that down within 2. Lock it down within 2, or move on. Move on. A lot of people is dragging people along because they don't want to start over. You know what I'm saying? No, all men, ladies, all men ain't shit. Don't stop thinking that. Stop thinking all men is not shit. Because you ain't had all men. If it's 20 million men, you ain't had no 100 men. You probably ain't even had 20 men. You had 3 bad relationships. Now you think all men ain't shit. Stop that. Get rid of that. You ain't had 19 million men. And a lot of you women, there's a large group of women that feel as though where they at, or they ain't around here, or none of that. First of all, there's about 20 states are the most poor states in the United States. I'm going to say that again. There's about 20 states in the United States that are the most poor. Mississippi being at number 1, the most poorest state. South Carolina is in there too. I'm telling you, just because you don't see them nowhere, what they say, if you never change nothing, then nothing changes. In life, you got possibility and probability. And a lot of people don't want to grasp the difference between the two. I'm going to say that again. You got possibility and probability. Possibility mean those are few people that saying, oh, that ain't me, or that ain't me. Yeah, okay, that's not you, and that ain't her. And I know your cousin and your uncle or your sister or all them, that ain't her. I know somebody that ain't it. Those are some. That's a possibility that this ain't you, or this ain't him, or this could happen, or that can't happen. That's the sum. But then you got probability. You know what probability mean? Probability mean through statistics, the likelihood through statistics of the probability of this going on, more times than not, this is what's going on. And I'm telling you, the energy is real. Okay? I'm going to throw some more numbers at you. 40%. Watch this. 40% of America don't have $400 in their bank account. Ladies, fellas, my nigga, you ain't got to feel bad about your situation. Okay? Yeah, there's some successful men out here. There's some successful women out here that in their bag and they making 70, 80,000, 100,000. There are. But 40% of America don't have $400 in their bank account. Okay? If I told you 330 million Americans is in America, only 43 million of us is black. So if 40% of 330 million Americans don't got $400 in their bank account, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. You don't have to have a rich man on your arm. Bro, you ain't got to milk no girl for their money. The struggle is real. Listen, 85%, okay? 85% of America is working to pay bills, and working to pay bills. I'm telling you, I'm giving you the game. I'm giving the game. Listen, type me a question. Type your comment in the comment box. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to help you. Gator gonna help you. I'm coming from a genuine place because I want us to do better. We're not doing no better. You can't leave your kids nothing. We ain't getting life insurances. We ain't establishing credit. Not all. A lot of us. Remember I said 40% of America. You know how much that is compared to 330 million Americans? Almost 150 million people. So that means it ain't just us blacks that's poor. It's whites too. Okay? The average woman, not the women that's making 100,000. The average black woman, $35,000. That's what she earning in America. Yeah, it's not you or you, but this was going on for the last 60 years. I'm giving you the numbers. The struggle is real. 2 adults in the household is better. Stop saying you don't need nobody. Okay? Quit that. You got baby mothers that ain't doing right by their kids. You got baby fathers that ain't doing right by their kids. You need another adult in the household. Okay? When it come time to retire, you ain't got no money. You don't want nobody to love you and take care of you and adore you and be there for you. It feel good to have somebody. Listen, fellas. You could be a force by yourself. You can be a force by yourself. Fellas, I'm telling you. You can be a force by yourself. But a good woman that you like and that like you the same will make you better. Ladies, you can be a force by yourself, but a good man will make you better. Let me say that again. Fellas, you can be a force by yourself, but you got the right woman with you, will make you better. I'm telling you, bro. You ain't got the girl you trying to get that don't want to come around on you. And ladies, also too, I'm going to tell you nothing too. You got to be able to cooperate with a man. You got to. You don't stop trying to dominate a man. And just because I said that don't mean you got to be a slave to a man or be a slave to some nig or some dude or whatever. That don't mean that. I mean cooperate him, because a lot of times we're in our journey. I'm going to say that again. We got stacking seasons. So while you nagging him and ramping and raving about him doing this and that, we in our stacking season, and that shit is like wah to us. It's gonna come a point in time when you don't chill out and you keep getting on a brother's nerves with men need sex, sandwich, and silence. I'm gonna say that again. If you don't know what we want, I'm gonna tell you. Sex, sandwich, and silence. You wanna hear it again? Sex, sandwich, and silence. You control access to sex. We control access to a relationship and the marriage. Because it ain't happening if we don't say that's what it is. It's just not. That's how we wired. Fellas, you ain't got to wait till you get rich to get your significant other. You ain't got to wait till you get rich to get you ain't got to be a millionaire to get your dime piece. You can get you a 6 or 7 or 5. And just cause you rich don't make you a 7 or 8. It's people that's 5s that's very beautiful. It's just that their situation is just not as great as the person that you would call a 7 or 8, because their situation is a little higher or their status is a little higher or they're making more money. The difference between minorities and middle class is they got nicer cars and nicer houses. But everybody work to pay bills, to work to pay bills, to work to pay bills. Right thing the government tell you from the time you turn 18, you're going to work for this country for 50-something years until you retire. Then we give you a Social Security check for $1,000 or disability check for $1,000. That's when you can call it quits when you get 65. This is white America. You don't know? Better ask somebody. You ever feel like you working on a job and a lot of times you feel like you on a job and you always underpaid. A lot of times. Sometimes even when you get raises and you're in a better job, you still feel underpaid after being there. We got to start creating business for ourselves. That 9 to 5, this is why two adults in the household. 2 adults in the household. Remember what I said. Possibility and probability. Yeah, you can have the fantasy dream and you can meet your star and you can do that, but the probability of you getting that, put it like this. If 10% of men in America make over 10% of people in America make over 6 figures. 6 figures mean anything over 100,000. If less than 15% of men and women make over 6 figures, you know that's a small number, right? So just looking for somebody with the big bag, you're gonna be waiting for a while. Ladies, when you get 35, what they call it, geriatric pregnancy, high-risk pregnancy, get your husband now. Stop wasting time. You're playing games. You wasting time. Not all you women. It's not all you women. I'm not saying all. Some, more than half. Not some, more than half. Majority. Don't waste time. Get you somebody now. Stop wasting all these years till you get that perfect person. Because you're messing up. You got sons and daughters. What you want your son? What kind of son? What are you gonna raise for your son to grow up and pick? What kind of wife you want for your son? You want your son to pick from a bunch of women that's just gaming and playing guys? You want that type of wife for your son? When he get 18 and 24 and 25, he might want to get married early. What are you teaching your son? 2 adults in the household. Get you a family set in motion. Stop playing. Stop playing. Okay? Going back to the numbers. If only less than 15% of Americans make over 6 figures. So now listen to this. Check this out. We got 43 million blacks. 23 million of y'all are women. The other 20 million are men. So what's 10% of that? Right? 10% of 20 million. That's 2 million, right? So only 2 million men, black men, are over 6 figures or rich. Right? Add up the celebrities and the NBA players and the NFL players. That's less than 7,000. Now we're talking about the working people. The other 85% of the men. The black men, that's less than 500,000. We're talking about 300,000 black men that only make that money. So you got 85% of us men. That is ideal. I ain't talking about the 20% of the majority of the women who all picking the same men. What about the other 55% men that's suitable and available? Stop trying to find the best guy in the world, because you're wasting time. Your time is clicking faster than ours. I'm gonna repeat that. Ladies, your time is clicking faster than ours. Yeah. We got to do better. We got to do better. Life is 10% of what happened to you. The other 90% how you react to it. Your attitude is going to reflect on your life. Let me repeat that. Life is 10% of what happened to you. The other 90% is how you react to it. Your attitude can make or break a business or organization, a family. If you operate in a place of evil, karma is real. If you operate in a place of disingenuous with somebody, I've made a handful of mistakes in my life, but I always had the mindset, deep down inside, to help somebody. And I'm still rolling with that idea, because the blessings that I'm going to get, I'm going to pass off my blessings. When I hustle in life, I hustle for my last name, not my first name. Because if I only hustling in life for my first name, then I'm being selfish. I'm only worrying about myself. Family is important. I'm going to say that again. Family is important. The struggle is real. Find somebody that's operating in the same energy that you is. I'm going to say that again. Find somebody that's don't worry about the looks. Don't worry about the looks. You can worry about the looks a little bit, but don't make that to be your biggest thing. If a man is not going upside your head, I'm going to repeat that. He's not going upside your head. He's looking out for you. He's helping you on the bill. He might not have a whole lot of money, but he's operating in a manner and showing his interest and expressing a caring concern about you. Yeah, he might can't pay the rent all the time, but he's paying on the electric bill. He's paying on such and such. He's giving you gas money, giving you such and such. And he ain't asking you to smash every time he give you $1. Every time he give you some money, he ain't asking to smash right away. You know what I'm saying? A person that's operating in genuine energy, offering to help your situation. Fellas, don't come in her life if you can't add value to her life. I'm going to say that again. My nigga, fellas, don't even come in her life if you can't add some sort of value to her life. Okay? Because then it'll seem disingenuous if you're doing anything less than that. People, we are human. We want to be treated fair. Listen, this Gator, type in, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it. Okay? Type your comment in the inbox. Okay? I got a Cash App on there. Send me an email. I'm gonna do one-on-one sessions. Okay? You send me an email. We talk one-on-one. There's a lot of people that's, on social media, they want such and such for one-on-one sessions. I'm not like that. I know some people want full $500, $100, $50. I'm not like that. Donate to the channel. We can do one-on-one sessions. You tell me situations, I tell you where your girl is at. I tell you where your significant other is at. I tell you where your husband is at. I tell you where your man is at. I'm going to help you. Listen, this is Gator. This is just the start. I'm telling you. Find the energy that's fair enough for you to accept. If you're dealing with somebody and the energy is lopsided, don't be, I'm not going to call nobody stupid. And another thing too, there's a lot of dating online. I'm going to say that again. There's a lot of dating online. And I'm not one of the ones to call overweight and obese women out. I'm not in that place to do that. But I will say there is a level of obesity that's a little off. Sweetheart, ladies, if you're in one of them categories, you got to know you got to do better. We get bored 4 to 10 times a day as blacks. We do. And just eating all those times and not going nowhere, don't go out the house. Listen, you're 260 pounds, you're 250 pounds, that's not going to cut it. And then you're on the online dating site, talk about, You better be this, or you better be that, all in your profile, all these lists of demands that you want. You're not going to have a lot of options anyway. So ain't nobody going to be in your inbox. Newsflash. Yeah, I'm not, thick is in. I will say that, thick is in. 160, 170, thick is in. I'm not going to criticize people that's thick and curvy, because men, a lot of black men, they like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, a lot of, as a man get higher in status, he gonna want, I don't know, but I'm just saying, people like what they like. There is some men that like ratherly large women, but a lot of women, you online. I'm gonna say this: you have access to sex. We got access to relationship and marriage. We controlling that. I'm telling you, we controlling that. A lot of women, if you know you're, 240, 250, 220, and you got all these lists of demands on your profile saying that you don't want this and you don't want that, and you think all men ain't right. First of all, you ain't had 20 million men. That's the men that you pick. Now you feel some type of way where you only accepting this and that, but your demands for what you're expecting, you really already, you ain't even getting a whole lot of you ain't getting a lot of airplay on your site anyway. That's why you on there all the time. Ain't nobody, a nigga will smash you. You can say, yeah, I got people hitting me and I deal with it, such. I can get a guy. Yeah, he'll fuck you. He'll fuck you, smash you, and give you a couple of dollars. But we get judged by marriages, what's on paper. This is what we're getting judged by. Yeah, I'm sorry. We still animalistic creatures. We don't start to care about women more times than not. Not all of us. We don't start to care about a woman's feeling and coming in their life and messing it up until we get older in life. When we're 20 and our early 30s, we running through you. With not a care in the world. Not all of us. More times than not. This is what you're going to get. I'm telling you. I'm giving it up. Listen. Type your comment in the box below. Subscribe to the channel. Send a donation. Cash App. You can buy me coffee. A meal. You want a one-on-one session? My email is going to be in the description underneath. Then we can talk. We can get into detail. We ain't got to put you on blast and nothing like that. I'll help you. This is what I do, fellas. I'll help you. You ain't got to be brown nosing and paying all this money for a girl that ain't giving you that much undivided attention. The most valuable thing you can do for a person in this world is give you their time. Sometimes it ain't always about money, but a person is giving you their time. And if a person is not giving you their time and their affection and their undivided attention, you got to move on. You got to move on. I'm going to say that because some people, this is going to hit hard. If a person not giving you their time, their undivided attention, their energy like you're giving them, you got to move on. Ladies, you got to move on. You got to move on. So what? Y'all been together 6 years. You put it like this. Some of you is dealing with a man or woman, one season too many. That person that person you've been dealing with all that time, their season been up. Their season been up. Her season been up. His season been up. 3 seasons ago. You can't let go. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out here. And yeah, you can't find them, they ain't around because they might not be in your city or state. If it's 2 million decent men out here, if you think all men are not right or whatever, out of 20 men, if you think at least 4 million men is decent, they might don't be where you live at. I always say this too. If you've been living in the same city and state all your life and you're in your 30s or 40s, you ain't seen the whole world. I think everybody should live at least 2 to 3 environments in their life. I know some people that live in 8 different states, but at least 2 to 3, so you can get a different, diverse of people and environment. If you stuck in that town for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, of course you're going to say where they at. Ain't nobody nowhere. Get up, get out, and get something. This is why I say stop having your standards so high for what you expect. Lower your standards. Move to another neighborhood. Sometimes you got to move. Change is good. We learned that in the Bible. Change is always good. Let me repeat that. Change is always good because you decompress, you reset. Listen, I'm giving it up. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the Cash App. Let me know that was your Cash App. Screen the Cash App. Hit me an email. Let me know that was your Cash App. I ain't asking for much. I'm going to help you, but I got a one-on-one session for you, and I'll help you. Listen, this is Gator. I'm going to be gut level. Stay tuned, because more is coming. Support the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. You want a one-on-one session? I got you.